Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Restream, and we are live. This time we're broadcasting live on the YouTube, and we are broadcasting from this location. We are broadcasting from the Republic of Ireland, and a very good afternoon, a very good evening to those who are watching for the very first time. Well, some bit of good news here earlier on today saying that 1,586 new cases and credit goes to the RTE web source. And this is in reference to the United Kingdom. Let's jump ship over. Let's take a Ryanair flight over. The Kent police investigate him thoroughly for indecent exposure back in 2015. Credit goes to Sky News on that. Well, the way I look at that entire situation is it's absolutely disgusting to what happened to that young individual. It's absolutely disgusting. And yes, I had to redo this because of a problem that I reviewed earlier on, and it just didn't seem right. So I felt it was the right thing for me to do this whole thing again for the next 30 to 40 minutes, etc. Do not worry, I'm not going to be on here forever, taking up too much bandwidth. And when it gets to situations like that, when it gets to police officers in the United Kingdom, like, the way I look at that is that they should have sworn the oath to the badge. They should have taken the oath. There, we got the noise off. And I have to say that the family are nothing but, all I can say is nothing but traumatized and having nightmares over this freak of nature of an idiot who's about in his mid 40s and will never be released out of jail again. And yes, we are live on Restream for those who are wondering how the heck am I doing these. So we're live on Restream and on YouTube, respectively. Let's jump ship. Let's take the plane over to the United Kingdom again. The Queen visits Scotland for the very first time since last April, since of her husband's untimely passing. And the credit goes to Sky News once again. And back over here, take a Ryanair flight back over here again. COVID cases have stabilized here in the Republic, according to Chief Medical Officer. Well, that's a bit of good news, but the question is, can they be stabilized long enough? What's even more important, I want to put this out there to the families out there. Will we have a good festive season this year? Are we going to have a good festive season this year? Though we are in the middle of October, mind you. Holy mackerel. The months fly by when you have fucking fun, folks, believe it or not. And jumping ship, take the plane back over. Fuel crises are still ongoing in the UK. Some parts of the UK are red and amber. So they're taking a severe beat down with that, quite frankly. They are taking a bit of a beating over there. And earlier on Twitter today, someone liked my tweet in reference to this. Reports are ongoing that doctors and nurses should take the second jab, according to Health Secretary in the UK. And I says I'm in 100% agreement. So to the person on Twitter that responded to me, I appreciate you for liking my tweet. And I am going to try and punch it up on the screen if I can. And here we go. Just bear with me for a second, please. Notifications. There we go. And this is my tweet. I'm just going to shut up there. And let's just get rid of this off the air. Let's cancel that for a second. Just get this off. There we go. Hold on. And this is exactly to what I said on Twitter. And can we get her on the air? Yes, we can. Excuse me. I would agree 100% So that's the tweet that I have shared out. I'll just put it up on the screen once again, if I may. I had in some time, and it's been quite a while since I used Twitter, to be quite fair. So let's just hope that these COVID cases do simmer down, and let's just hope that we will have a good festive season this year, though we're still miles away from that. But I was talking to an individual earlier on today, and the person was saying to me out in the street today, saying that you're not going to believe this, saying that he, in the middle of November of next month, that he's going to put up his festive season decorations and Christmas tree, etc. This is all in reference to the late toy show, which is on RT1 or RT2, whatever the friggin' channels are. So I just went, bro, uh, do you realize that that's insane like that? Yeah, sure. Okay. Hey, if he likes the holiday season, he likes the holiday season. Yeah, sure. But I want to make a very important point, though, if I may, that the Christmas season can be stressing and upsetting. And I just want to put that out there. And it's a bit upsetting, and it can be emotional times for people. Let's take for once that for that youngster that got murdered earlier on this March gone of 2021. Think about that, and think about the ones that have lost their lives due to COVID. It's going to be a stressing time for them. Like the festive season can be a very sad time for a lot of others. If you see the Salvation Army advert promos on your Freeviews or your Freeview television satellites or whatever you want to call it, you see plenty of them on your British channels here in the Republic. Like, you got individuals out there that are, they have no place to go to. All they have is a cardboard box and you know, possibly have to sing for their food on the fucking street. And that's no funny matter. That's no laughing matter when I say this here on commentary. Absolutely not. During this live YouTube broadcast. Absolutely not. No. It's no fun and games. The actual point I'm making here is really simple. That, pardon me, that the Christmas season is no fun and games. One, homelessness. Two, people have lost loved ones, possibly in tragic circumstances, in health circumstances, as a whatever. Like, it's stressing. And I know one or two people that fucking despise it. Even two friends of mine despise it because for some reason they just don't like it. Okay, that's fine. That's their choice and that's their prerogative. And then you have this past year gone, this December gone of 2020, now we're heading into 2022 in the next while. Like, are we going to be back to the norm that we used to be? Or are we just going to be like the stone aged individuals that we were back this past year? For over 17 to 18 months, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. We just couldn't do it. There was no flipping way. Absolutely not, no. Let me take you a trip down to memory lane, if I may, for those who have missed out or possibly have forgotten. You couldn't even go anywhere within a 2-3 mile kilometer radius. You couldn't even do that. You have to stick in your own county. That was frustrating for a lot of individuals. I had to stick in my location for a certain length of time till June of 2020. And then from June up to December, then adding to that, the lockdowns, for those who can remember, were coming back into fucking play. There was no way that people could endure that. And I hope not, for the bleeding record, for the life of me, we hope that we do not have to go through that process ever again. I just certainly hope. It's no, like, it has damaged people's health, mental health. Rates have gone up, as in rates, not the other way around, rates, as in suicide rates have went up. They soared through the roof. Your mental health is more important than just, you have nothing to do. You're powerless. You can't do anything. I would freely admit, when I first arrived on the scene, I was having a kick out of it. This is before, miles before I got into a relationship. I will freely admit that I was having fun with that one. I'm saying we're going to be in this for a long haul, 6 to 8 months, give or take, or even longer. Call it what you want. But I will tell you this: when I started getting into a relationship, I had people questioning me, saying, "Why all of a sudden? Why all of a sudden the change now, Judge? What's going on with you now? Oh, it's just because you're seeing someone now, is it?" Put it this way, respect, if I may, those out there. It's just because I wasn't and now was in a relationship. People have a right to change their minds, and people do have a right to change their view. Just to make that perfectly clear for the record here on commentary, here on this live broadcast, 15 minutes and 7, and thank you. 12 minutes past 10 is the time. 12 minutes past 5 Eastern time. A very good afternoon to those who are watching here on YouTube. It's 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 not even fucking funny. It's not even funny. You couldn't even do your own thing. You just couldn't do it. What we're going to do right now, we're back in about 60 ticks. Do not go away. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here on YouTube, and yes, we etc. speak. So do feel free to join us from there. I hope everybody is having a good weekend. I hope everyone is safe and well. That's what's more important here. It's nice, clear night out. It's just 8 degrees outside. It's mostly clear what it says here on my screen. Do not worry. I'm not like one of those Willard Scott weather announcers from back in the day. I'm only just reading to what it says here on the tin here on YouTube and restream. Like, earlier on tonight, I was supposed to be on a call, but since there was a technical problem going on, I had to do the whole thing all over again. But I wanted to do this in a different way. So let's get back to brass tacks here if we can. Let's start off with this. Reports are ongoing that doctors and nurses should take the second COVID jab, according to the Health Secretary in the United Kingdom. That part I would agree on. On a more scarier level, this has topped the list in the last week or more. The Kent police investigate him thoroughly for the indecent exposure back in 2015. Well, quite honestly, I think not. And right over here, taking a Ryanair flight back over to here. COVID cases have stabilized here in the Republic, according to the chief medical officer, which is good news. And still sticking to here for the moment, 1,586 new cases. According to the RTE web source on that. And we're back live, ladies and gentlemen. This is YouTube. This is the judge speaking right here. So, what are your thoughts on to the goings on in the world of news and social media? What do you think? Do let us know. I, for those who know me on TT, as in for TikTok, I've been less active, and I just want to freely admit something here for the first time ever here on YouTube. Earlier on this week, I was at a medical facility, and what they were saying was I have inflammation on my joint. I don't, for the record, expect any sympathies out of that. But when you reach to a certain age of years of age, and yes, I did mute out my mic because I'm not giving out my age. Um, these things do happen. So I was at a friend's house earlier on this past week, unnamed and location unannounced. And one person said to me, "What the heck are you doing with that?" Says, "Where did you get that?" I said, "I got a friend of mine." I said, "Who's that?" I said, "I'm not telling you. I'm sorry. I'm not giving out my source like that." I got a second opinion from the medics at the medical facility earlier on this past week. And basically, what they have said to me, it's best, number one, that you use it. Two, rest it as much as possible. Three, take the meds as much as you can. Four, take the gel as much as you can, as in to rub the gel on your left or right knee to wherever the injury spot is. So basically, what was said to me by some of the medics outside of town this past week was really simple, that I have a mild inflammation of osteo in my left knee. Pardon me. And the last few occasions while I was walking or biking around on the street, for those who see me personally, yeah, it doesn't hurt when you're on the bike. But when I was doing a job, while I was dealing a job with someone up at work there one day, my left knee, biking up to someplace back work, it buckled for a moment, and I had to use one foot to pedal the feckin' bike, and that was extremely painful. That was. So the following week, which was this past week, a Wednesday, a friend of mine calls up to me just to see how I'm doing. And he says, "Dude, what you need to do now is you need to ring up the GP and get a second medical opinion." Now, this was a challenge in my view to a motivational challenge. So I said, to fuck with this. Yes, this is an restricted broadcast because of younger age audiences. I said, to fuck with this, let's go. Let's do it. Deal with it. So for the third time, from 2015 up until now 2021, took the bullet, and it was the answer that I was looking for. It was the answer I wanted to hear, one, two, and did not want to hear. So one of the medics have said to me on the record was that I have taken a fall back in my younger days. And yeah, I did take some falls back in my day. And yeah, I had some previous knee injuries. I whacked my head off a wall when I was young. I'm surprised that I'm not even concussed to this very day. I am flippin' surprised. But I will say this to those who have knee issues, and I would encourage, this is not inspirational, forget that. Throw that out the window. I encourage any individual that has knee issues to get it seen to ASAP, as soon as frigging possible, because if you don't, it's going to linger on you for a long, long time. And the older you get, as in the age gap, you don't get it seen to, the longer it takes time for the leg or the knee to fucking heal. Now, also, that includes on how tall you are. Just to put that out there to you. This goes to a female or to a female to a male, either goes to a mother or a father. No offense taken, not taking a pot shot. It goes to either individual. Do get it fucking seen to quick. Get it seen to. Please do get it seen to quick. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, right here on YouTube, we are broadcasting live from the Republic. Do get that seen to. Do get your knees seen to if you have knee problems. I do encourage you. Back in about 60, we'll be back in a couple of seconds' time. Do not go away.